The maintenance tip is brought to you by Roswell Trailers.
Going places that I've never been. Seeing...
Tyres are the only contact point between us and the road, so their maintenance is not only recommended but vital to keep us safe. With me today is Danny, and we'll talk through some of the maintenance tips. Danny?
Look, we're looking at two different tyres in here. This tyre in here is fairly new tyre. It's only done probably a couple of thousand kilometres. As you can see, it's quite a nice even wear on both sides. It's got a nice deep tread in it. There's no any cracks on the tyres. I mean, this sort of tips are fairly common. Been around for a long time. There's not much more you can say about that. This tyre here was taken off it was a spare tyre on a normal small trailer, and if you have a look at it, it's a disaster. Like, it's been wiped out. Like, it's a bald on one side, uneven wear. It's cracked. I mean, this sort of thing you would not put on your trailer at all. You wouldn't even think about putting it. But a lot of people don't look at the space. They don't look at, they think, oh, well, it'll be okay for a couple of kilometres. Look, it won't be okay in your tyres. Even your spare, all of your tyres, your spare can be a little bit low on the tread and everything else, but it must be legal. It must be good. It must have the right amount of air in them as well. Otherwise, you could be looking at very, very serious injuries if you end up in an accident or something like that.
If I'm looking to change a tyre, is there anything in particular that I need to think about that's different from changing a tyre on a normal car?
Well, look, no, there's no difference. Obviously, you're going to have to jack up your trailer in a safe place. Generally speaking, quite often there's a point on the trailer where you can fit your jack underneath. Jack it up, make sure it's either hooked up to a vehicle or has some sort of chopping blocks underneath so it doesn't roll off. It must be on, well, hopefully in a flat surface as well, safe, away from the traffic, far enough as possible so you don't end up getting hurt. You simply unbolt all your bolts, take the tyre off, put a spare on, and that's about it.
Danny, how often should I be checking my tyres?
Well, look, really, if you're doing any major trip, before the trip you should, check the tyres for cracks. As I said before, common sense, check the tyres for cracks, check the pressure in the tyres, make sure you got the right pressure in the tyres. Again, check for uneven wears and that sort of stuff. Make sure, also your bearings and that sort of thing that comes without the say. And also after the trip, it probably wouldn't hurt to check them again before you store them away or store your trailer away. So it's ready for the next time when you got to use it.
Yeah, well, it sounds good. Thanks for the tips, and as always, you've been a wealth of knowledge. Make sure you join us again next time for more safety tips and maintenance tips for our tyres, our trailers, and everything else to do with caravanning.
Continuing on the Burnett Highway, Biloela is a thriving rural town in the Clyde Valley, located an hour and a half's drive south of Rockhampton and just an hour and 15 minutes drive southwest of Gladstone in central Queensland. Now, if you're looking for a genuine Australian outback adventure, then look no further than the Lochinbar Cattle Station just outside Biloela.
Offering a hands-on farm adventure. You can try your hand at horse riding, goat mustering and whip cracking, to name a few. And always up for a challenge, I decided to give myself a go at goat mustering. But first, I needed to find myself a good horse, and Snips, the man for the job. For someone who's never ridden a horse before, the friendly crew put you at ease in no time. And with a bus tour of tourists arriving every day, it's easy to see why it's such a popular spot. You can choose from a day jam-packed with activities or just rest and let your cares float away. But I am here to work and round up goats, so let's go.
Hey, up.
People talk about me, baby.
My mouth's getting dry, it's making it hard to do the...
Say I'm doing you wrong, doing you wrong.
I'm getting the snot...
Well, don't you worry, baby.
I'm getting the side smile happening. The cunt...
I'm right here.
Come on. No. Hey, up. Come on. Hey, up. Hey, up. Oh, that's fantastic. Well done. Woohoo! We did it!
And from goat mustering to a goat rodeo, there really isn't a dull moment around here.
Bring the run for 3. 1, 2, 3. Stop the clock!
Okay, we've got Jonathan. How are you, mate?
Good,
that
mate,
was a
very
very interesting little bit of vision we just saw then.
It's one of the events we do here at Goat Rodeo.
And called Goat Rodeo.
Yeah, this is Goat Rodeo here. You're on the Crumbaseum at the moment. And we do many events in here, and what you just saw a moment ago, that was the Catch, Straddle and Brand event. That was just one of the events we do here.
Ah, and what sort of goats are these, mate?
These goats here, there's a mixture in here. They're all Boa cross, but Boa is the main breed. But we've got a mixture of billies in here, some wethers and nannies, and obviously we've got some kids here at the moment as well. But they're all Boa cross, so it's a mixed breed of all sorts of breeds.
Another great activity to put on the agenda is clay pigeon shooting.
Oh, cowboys on, no mucking around. Nice shot, mate.
Lucky shot.
After a hard day's mustering, you've got to have a good feed, and the guys at Lochinvar don't do anything by halves.
The setup is incredible here. Alan Sandilands, the owner, initially set this camp up as something to do when he retired, but never anticipated that it would be as successful as it is today.
So, what you're looking for is to give that experience.
That's what it's all about.
Total farm
It's
scene.
exactly what we're after. People don't experience this type of stuff anymore. Very involved with the international students and also backpackers all over the world. And my saying is I don't have to travel the world comes to me. Yep, we've also got quite a lot of accommodation, ensuite accommodation as well as shared amenities. There's a lot of accommodation here.
Yep.
A great way of winding down in the afternoon is whip cracking. Yes, I said whip cracking, and Alan was kind enough to give us a few tips.
I'm sweating here. I'm working up a sweat.
Peter's definitely got one up on me on fishing, but I can beat her at whip cracking.
Oh, straight away. Come and meet this man. Come and have this experience.
My word, not far out of Billawheeler. It's worth the run. Don't worry about the road. It's good. And that's the Croombit Park farm stay. In fact, cabins, beautiful accommodation as well. And you can have a ball while you're here.
And you can teach us how to whip. You can teach anyone how to whip. I might use this on the caravanning trip. You better watch out.
We've got chains, we've got whips now. That's all I needed. That's the whole lot.
Maybe you should buy a whip, mate.
Come on.
Continuing on from Billawheeler, another 77 kilometres or so is CaniaGorge, our final stop for tonight's show.
Did you know that this place is renowned as one of southeast Queensland's most picturesque and ancient gorges? Yes, CaniaGorge is home to the Brigalow Belt Natural Region. More than 150 different types of plant community are found in this particular area, including Brigalow Forest, eucalypt and cypress pine woodland, dry rainforest and grassland. And I've arranged to meet the ranger here at the National Park to show me around this magical place. We're going to see an amazing view, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, this way, looking up.
Yeah, we're going to see some awesome stuff on the rock faces, and we'll talk about the plants that grow on there. And
Yep, and you're the man for the job.
I hope so.
All right, let's go.
Follow.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
What about fishing here?
Beautiful. Yeah, a little bit of a lot of local fish out of the dam.
Oh, so what can you hook?
Bream.
Bream? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of bream, and then there's a lot of fish I don't even know yet.
You read about this place and you see the pictures, but it's totally different seeing this majestic rock face in all her glory. I'm in good hands with this ranger who has so much knowledge of the area. He can even tell what direction we're heading in from looking at the moss.
Predominantly, your moss is
As
on
a
the
guide.
southern side,
Yep.
and you'll know, okay, we're either heading in a north or southerly or easterly. Your direction in the bush is very important.
Yes.
You need to understand
Yes.
where you're going and so on.
That's fascinating.
But
Isn't
also,
that fascinating?
yeah, it's,
Karaoke song.
So
this is gardening in 3,000 hectares.
Well,
Bit of gardening.
It's just making sure that there's no obstructions on the track, and it just doesn't look nice, and the plant doesn't want to take any more stress.
I took my troubles down to Madame Ruth. You know that
We've arrived. This is it. 300 million years of geological history.
Absolutely,
we are now standing within it.
Dripping Rock. Sorry, I always get too excited when I talk about this place because I've seen it change in the last 7 months from really dry aspect of this rock to something that's really physically happening. And like we were mentioning before, this water is just seeping through the sandstone. And you know, when you look at the quality of the water here, it's just absolutely perfect. You know, we could have a drink of cold water and it would be probably the finest water you get in the region.
I imagine this is one reason why you became a ranger.
Well, you know, being a ranger is you have to impart your knowledge onto people around you. And we talk to the public so often. And I think by doing that, we're actually spreading subtly a little bit of environmental education, and that's really what it's about. It's for people to understand why we're keeping these things alive.
Keen bushwalkers will be delighted to know that there are 8 graded walking tracks to explore. However, if you do intend to bushwalk away from the trails, get your hands on a topographic map and ask for advice before setting off. And always carry enough drinking water.
going places that I've never been.